What's poppin', my J dolls, and I am back with another video. Before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell. You guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so don't play with us because we ain't never been one of them. And if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It is free 99. And if you still don't subscribe, you a hater. Say that with your mama, because why she raised you like that? Period. So you guys, today I'm doing a video on 5 weight loss myths that I used to believe when I was 326 pounds. Yes, you guys, I was 326 pounds. I've lost a significant amount of weight. I lost 158 pounds. I'm going to put a before picture here, and then I'll put an after picture here. Okay? And if you guys are on a weight loss journey and you need help with your weight loss journey, go on my website, which will be linked in the description box, and book a free consultation call with me. Point blank and period. All right, you guys. So I'm going to give you guys some free tips here on my YouTube video, okay, on 5 myths that I thought were true when I was 326 pounds. 5 myths that I thought were true about weight loss. Okay, so I got my phone, y'all, so I can be organized. Okay, so the first one is that you can't eat carbs and lose weight. So I really thought that you could not eat carbs really and lose weight. I thought you had to eat salad every day, y'all. I'm not even playing with you. I had a summer where I went on a fat diet. And this is what I teach people like that actually do my coaching and my weight loss coaching, is that you don't want to do any fad diets. You don't want to do anything you cannot keep up with long term. Okay. So I would go all summer eating salad every day. Literally, I ate salad every day, all day. And I was working out, and I lost 20 pounds that summer. Okay, did I keep it off? Heck no, I just got bigger. Okay, I got way bigger than I was before because I literally did something so extreme that I could not keep up with. So I used to think like you could not eat carbs. Now, will I say just go eat a ton of carbs? No. As a certified weight loss coach, you guys, I am certified in weight loss. I will say the best thing to do is a low carb diet. And the reason why you need carbs is for energy. So a lot of times when you're working out, you actually need carbs. That helps you with your energy. So a lot of times I always tell people to either do lower carbs where you're not having way too many carbs, obviously, and you're also portioning your carbs. So a lot of times people do not portion their carbs. Like they'll eat rice and their whole plate is rice, or like half of their plate is rice, when you should literally only have like a cup of rice, half a cup of rice, you know. And so it's all about serving sizes. You want your carbs to be less, obviously, than your protein and your vegetables. So having a smaller amount of carbs will help you with your journey, because a lot of carbs do turn into sugar, especially carbs that are not complex. So another thing is trying to get more complex carbs in. So like white rice turns into sugar. So it's not that you can't have white rice. You can still have white rice. You just want to make sure you have it in smaller dosage. You want to make sure that you're having in moderation amount. A lot of times people are eating a ton of white rice instead of portioning out a serving size of white rice, right? So that's where the problem gets in. You can always choose healthier, complex carbs like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, even broccoli is a carb, actually. So literally making sure you find like complex why can I say that today, y'all? Complex carbs is always a go-to. So you don't have to eliminate carbs. I just suggest a lower carb diet and or complex carbs, because you do need carbs when you are working out. Now, the truth is you don't need carbs necessarily to survive if you are not active. If you just lay around all day and you have a low activity lifestyle, you do not need carbs then to survive. But if you have an active lifestyle, you need carbs. Like you literally need them to have energy. And that's why sometimes you see like the big buff guys eating a lot of like carbs and also eating a lot of protein and stuff like that, because they are really pumping up in the gym and lifting and stuff like that. So that's that. You guys, myth number 2 is you have to stop eating out entirely. Like you can never eat out. The problem is with these myths is they're too extreme. There's nobody that can go without eating out for the rest of their life. Do not do anything you cannot do for the rest of your life, because once you go from one extreme to the next, your body will fluctuate in a large amount because your body is adjusted to the things you're doing for it at that time. So if you're not eating out at all, your body's going to get used to never eating out, right? And then once you decide to go back to eating out, your body is going to go crazy of like, oh my God, okay, now all these carbs are getting added in and all this sugar is being added in and like fast food and oil, all this stuff. Your body is going to go the opposite route very fast because it got used to this diet and then you switched it up to an entirely different diet. And what happens is actually people literally go to extremes because they hated that they restricted themselves so much that they go to the opposite extreme and just give up and just binge on everything bad because they never gave themselves a balance between healthy food and a balance of food that we enjoy that might not be exactly as healthy. So something I learned about this is creating a schedule that works for you. So me, I tell myself max I can eat out 2 times in a week, and that can be I'm grabbing something from a fast food place, or I'm grabbing something from a restaurant, or I want a dessert. So at the end of the day, when I choose 2 specific cheat items, that's what I really call them, because sometimes it might be I really want to actually go sit down and have dinner somewhere, and then sometimes it's like actually I just want a muffin, you know. I actually have set time limits that help me stay on track so that I'm not limiting myself and I can look forward to something. So I can be like, okay, Friday I'm actually going to have my cheat meal and I'm going to go to Best Quality Daughter, because y'all, that's one of the restaurants on my list in San Antonio. Okay, like that tea. So let's say I say that, then I have that to look forward to instead of saying, oh no, I can't eat out at all. I have to not eat out for 6 months straight, have no sugar, have no carbs. Baby, you're about to pass out. You're going to go crazy mentally. You're going to get really frustrated and you're going to give up. Do something you can keep up with for the rest of your life. The whole point of losing weight is to keep it off, right? Some of you guys want to lose weight fast, but y'all don't want to keep the weight off. To keep the weight off, you have to do something that works for you. Not what you see people doing on the internet, not what you see Sally and Sue doing. What works for your lifestyle and you, y'all. That's what I focus to on my coaching is what works for you and your lifestyle. What's realistic? Not where you want to be. Where are you right now? You will get to eventually where you want to be, but you have to take baby steps, babes. You can't build Rome overnight, okay? So that's one thing I learned is actually balance. You don't have to cut out eating out. You have to cut it down for sure, because a lot of people don't understand that eating out actually is probably one of the biggest reasons a lot of people are more morbidly obese and obese. And I think a lot of people don't talk about that it's not because people are at literally home cooking the worst food you can think of at home. It's because they're literally ordering out multiple times a day, multiple times a week, and to the fact that it starts to catch up with you because a lot of the stuff has a lot of sugar in it, high calories. I actually have my clients start looking up the menus of the places that they go to because we have no clue what we're eating. We just go sit, we order, or we go to a drive-through and we order. So we don't even know what's in the food. And so when my clients look it up and say, oh my gosh, three chicken strips from Cane's is over 1,000 calories, they start thinking, is that worth my calorie count for the day? Nobody knows those 3 chicken strips at Cane's is freaking 1,000 calories, right? Because we don't look up the menus. So it's not about cutting fast food or food out entirely, eating out. It's about limiting how much you eat out, how frequently you eat out, and also portion sizes. So the next thing is another myth that I believe, number 3, was you can't eat any sweets. You can't have any sweets. You can't have any desserts. You just got to eat salad, babes. Like, this is literally like just salad, salmon, baked chicken with vegetables. Like, that is what I used to think. And what I learned is sweets are a tricky thing that can really cause weight gain a lot because sugar can be very triggering to the body. And especially if you have PCOS or you are pre-diabetic or diabetic, your insulin is high, it will cause you to have a hard time losing weight if you are intaking too much sugar. That's just point blank and period, because a lot of people have hormonal problems, insulin problems, and sugar could be the worst thing for that. So do you need to limit sugar? Yes. Do you need to eliminate sugar? No. You just have to find lower sugar options and find things that could substitute the things you love. Okay? So for me, like, I love a good sweet, all entirely. I love a good sweet. I used to love cereal. It was very sweet. Cereal is probably the worst type of breakfast you could ever have. You can give your kids or whatever. I'll vouch for that on any day. I get mad when people feed their kids cereal, period. Cereal is not nutrition for a child. It is just straight sugar, and it is straight carbs. But let me say this. There are some better better cereals out there now, like keto friendly and all that stuff. I just still don't think that's a nutrition filled breakfast for your child or for yourself. But I used to love cereal. I used to eat cereal 3 bowls in one sitting. And so I had to learn how to gradually cut that down. And now I don't even eat cereal. I haven't had cereal in probably, no cap, probably 5 years. Like about 5 years probably. Y'all, I have not had cereal. But for me, I like yogurt now. Yogurt is my new thing. I usually get Okios yogurt. It's 000. So it has 5 grams of natural sugar. And I have granola. And granola is like my little sugar, right? Because granola has, let's say, the granola I get has 6 grams of sugar or 7 grams of sugar. I get the Purely Elizabeth, if you're wondering, okay? And that right now is like a little sweet thing for me in the morning. Instead of having cereal, I have yogurt, which has probiotics in it, which helps me with my gut. Yogurt helps with your gut, Greek yogurt especially. And I'm also having the granola, which fulfills my sweet tooth. And sometimes I add some fruit in there. So you can have sugar, because you know that fruit is also sugar, right? It's just natural sugar. So you just have to figure out lower sugar options, natural sugar options, different things like that. And also be realistic with yourself. If you are having, let's say, a frap from Starbucks in the morning, that's 60 grams of sugar, then maybe you should go and start ordering a different coffee, like maybe a caramel macchiato. Oh my God, if I can say it. Maybe you gotta go to Starbucks and order a caramel macchiato, which is 30 grams of sugar. It's still very high in sugar, but you're bringing yourself down a notch. Half the sugar you're having in that frap, now you're bringing it down in your caramel macchiato, and then you can bring it down, and then you can bring it down. The scientific fact is you need to slowly reduce things so that you can eventually eliminate it. That's what I did with cereal. I started with eating how much cereal I usually would eat with the regular milk. Then I started lowering my bowls, like instead of 3, maybe I have 2. Then I lowered that down to 1. And then I started to actually switch my cereal so I could do lower sugar cereal. And then I switched my milk to Fairlife, and then I switched my milk to almond milk. And so then I just slowly reduced, and I let cereal go entirely. So that is just something to think about, the process, the way you have to rewire your brain. You have to rewire your brain. It's just, you can't just go from one extreme to the next, especially if you are morbidly obese. If you're just trying to lose a few pounds, that's a different story. But yeah, you got to keep the pounds off. So you guys, the next one would be number 4. So 4, you have to work out every day. I used to think you have to work out every day, or you had to work out so much. And that's not the case. There's some people that literally lose weight without even working out. I have clients that literally lose weight without even working out. Especially if you are morbidly obese, please do not step in that gym. Before you fix your eating habits, do not step in the gym. I really don't. One thing that cringes me, and that's okay, because it's okay to be active. If you like to gym, do the gym, period. But what cringes me is when people want to go to the gym first, but they don't want to change their eating habits at all. It's like, if you are struggling with weight loss and you only have time to focus on one thing, do not make the gym that one thing. Focus on the food. Because food is 80% of weight loss, and 20% of it is the gym. So if you just get your food together, you can lose weight without even stepping in the gym. Eventually, will you have to step in that gym? Yes. Yes. I tell everybody to step in the gym eventually, but that's not where you start. That's where you finish. And the gym is also going to shape the body that you want, more tone. And, me personally, I lost 158 pounds. I have loose skin. But compared to some others, my loose skin is not as bad. And I think it's A, my age, I'm 29. And I think also B, it's the fact that I strength trained my whole time when I was working out. When I first changed my eating habits, I wasn't working out right away. Okay? So you need to focus on how to have a better relationship with food first before you hit the gym. Unless you can sustain both. Like if you have enough capacity mentally to do both and stick to it, do that. But if you're going to feel overwhelmed by doing both at the same time, pick your food first, then hit the gym. Especially if you're obese, morbidly obese, you will lose weight without even stepping in the gym. Even if you go for walks, you will lose weight. So that's just something to put out there, that you do not have to be in the gym every day. And y'all, I'm in my maintaining stage, so I don't really want to lose any more weight. So for me personally, I wouldn't mind losing weight, okay? But I really more focus on toning. When I'm going to the gym, I like muscles. I want to be strong. I want to look toned. I want to look athletic. That's kind of more of my vibe. But now, me personally, I go to the gym once a week, sometimes twice a week. I just always tell myself to never miss the gym. You got to set realistic things. The problem is people that literally go to the gym every single day, 5 times a week, unless they really built this habit and they keep up with it. There's a lot of men I've noticed that they really will build that habit and they keep up with the habit. But what I notice with a lot of women is they'll start that habit and then they will take a break from it and not go for like a week or two and then start the habit again. It's like on and off, on and off. It's better to be more consistent than to be over exceeding in 1 week versus the next. But if you're consistent, your body will get used to you being active every week and you not missing like a whole 7 days and then missing like a whole 14 days and then ghosting your gym for a whole month because you are overwhelmed. Start small. Like maybe you go to the gym once a week, starting off. Then maybe you give yourself time to get used to that. Then you go twice a week. It is literally how you rewire your mindset. Everything is really mindset. And that's something I had to learn. Like I learned how to communicate with myself, all that type of stuff. So anyways, that's a myth that has been debunked, okay? And what I will tell you about the gym is the gym actually makes you more hungry. So if you don't know how to control your eating habits before going to the gym, I would really suggest you getting those under control, because the gym will literally make you feel like you're starving, especially if you're doing the gym the right way. I feel like I'm starving after working out, and you have to know what right things to eat. That's not a bad thing. Your body needs to be nourished. You just have to know the right things to go to when you're feeling that hunger. So that's a whole nother video. Fifth one is eating healthy is nasty and boring. Okay, as a black woman that loves seasoning on my food, loves a sweet, fried, everything, y'all, the way I used to eat, like compared to how I eat now, I always have to remind myself, like the way I used to eat before versus how I eat now is just like night and day. Like, do I have sweets here and there? Yes. Do I treat myself here and there? Yes. But before, I would literally not only have like an appetizer, I'll have some dinner, I'll have some dessert. Couldn't miss the dessert. And babes, either I'm getting cheesecake or I'm having 2 bowls of ice cream. Like, the ice cream was my thing every night, 2 bowls, okay? So anyways, I literally felt like healthy food was boring. I thought it was nasty. A lot of things I never tried before, and I just assumed they were nasty. Before, I never really ate sweet potatoes. Once I started on my healthy journey, I started to actually eat sweet potatoes, and I learned that I love sweet potatoes. I like sweet potato fries. I love sweet potatoes just diced up in the oven. I'm not a big smashed sweet potato girly, but I could eat it if I had to. So I learned that about myself. I learned that now I like onions. They got to be cooked. They got to be sauteed. You have to understand how you like stuff. I used to think I would never like mushrooms. Now, I'm not just saying here I'm going to eat the mushroom. Okay, but I've had it and it's not bad. Like, it's really not bad. Like, or I used to always think like places like Sweet Green was nasty, places like Crisp and Green was nasty. Like, I had never had it. I just made assumptions that it wasn't gonna taste good. So now I learned to stop making assumptions and just try stuff. I had a really bad problem with trying new food, and I see that a lot in the community of people that are literally obese or morbidly obese, or even in the black community. I see that a lot too. It's like, that's nasty. Ugh, girl, you eating that? Ugh, like they literally would make. I remember one time my old friend was like, "Oh, girl, you eating protein muffins? Ugh, like, haha, like, ugh, girl, you just be eating anything." And I'm like, it's actually good. Just try it. Like, how can you say something's nasty if you don't try it? Like, and of course you have, it's trial and error when you are trying healthy stuff. What is good? What tastes kind of weird? And y'all can follow me on TikTok. It's linked in my description box. I do a lot of like snack hauls. I do a lot of grocery haul type of things as well, if you're trying to do this journey on your own. And I tell you what I've tried that tastes good. And when I have people and clients and subscribers, they go and taste what I tell them to get. They tell me it's 10 out of 10. It's good. My clients tell me it's good. I tried this. Oh, I went to this restaurant. It was good. I'm going to go back there. I like that place. And so literally, I remember even when I used to go to Sweet Green, before I went to Sweet Green, I was like, oh, I don't like quinoa. I'm never going to like quinoa. And I went there and I like quinoa. Babes, how you know what you like if you ain't never had it? Like, come on, clock that T. So I really don't feel like food has to be boring. Like, it's about how you make it. I used to think you just have to bake some bland chicken in the oven and eat some vegetables with it. I don't even like baked chicken. I do not even cook baked chicken. If I'm cooking chicken, it's going to be on the stovetop. I'm going to spray it with avocado oil spray, and I'm going to season it and cook it on top of the stove. It's more juicy. It tastes better. It's 0 calories in the spray versus you using the, measuring out the oil. And it tastes better. And it lasts, the flavor lasts longer. I do not bake my chicken. Now, some people can bake it and it tastes perfectly fine, but no. And I'm going to season my stuff. I'm going to season it so it tastes well. And people even think like vegetables are nasty. Vegetables are not even nasty. Like, I can't even think of the only thing I don't like is beets. And I don't know if beets is technically a vegetable, I believe. But I don't like beets. Never will. Never will. But I've tried them. That's how I know I don't like them. But for the most part, most vegetables I try taste good. You just need to season them, or you need to use amino acid instead of soy sauce. Like, you just gotta find those tricks that make your food taste good, that make your food have life to it. Like, people want to keep eating the same thing over and over too, that just bland tasting food, because they think that's healthy. But you're not going to stick to that for long. If you don't like how your food is tasting, you're going to go somewhere else and go order food, because you're not going to eat what you made. But if you start liking what you make, then that's going to make it better. But you guys, those are the 5 myths that I believed before when I was 326 pounds. Make sure you leave the comments of some of the myths you believed, or what you're struggling with weight loss, what's holding you back. Also, make sure you guys click the description box and go to my website. If you want to work with me one-on-one coaching, I do personalized meal plans. I do one-on-one virtual calls with you. I teach you how to eat. I teach you how to work out. I teach you how to change your mind, because that's a big thing, you guys. I'm a holistic health coach. I'm certified. You can see my certificate, everything. At the end of the day, I really help you rewire how you think, get you the food that tastes good, okay? And help you lose weight. Everybody loses weight when they work with me. It's guaranteed, okay? I'm going to put a picture up here of my client as well, so you guys can see a before and after her, and you guys see my before and after. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.